What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog. Today is not an install day or working on a car. Well, I guess it's working on a car, but I want to change it up here a little bit, and I wanted to kind of do a little unboxing review video of clay bars for you guys. So what we have here is the classic, the basic. This is a mother's clay bar that comes in their detailing kit, and this right here is a McGuire's clay bar that comes in this little case here. I'm trying to open it with one hand here. There we go. And this was a relatively fresh one that I've only used once on the hood of the Speed 3. And let me tell you something about this McGuire's clay bar. It's terrible. This is by far and away the worst clay bar that I've ever used. I'm not sure if it's just the compound it is, or it gets actually really soft, like almost too soft. It's not sticky at all or anything like that. So what I did is, as you guys can see over here, I ordered the Griots synthetic clay bar. Now, one reason why I decided to order this was because, as you know, as you do a panel or even half a panel, depending on how dirty it gets, you mix and fold the clay bar, and resulting in takes a lot of time. And you know what, it's actually, if you don't have strong forearms or hand grip or anything like that, you know, it can tire you out pretty quickly. And so I decided to go with the Griots here because it lasts apparently as long as 8 traditional clay bars. Do I believe that? I'm not too sure, but you don't have to fold it, and it comes in like this decent size applicator surface area, which seems really efficient. So this hood right here, not only does this car need to be clay barred correctly, but it definitely needs to have, trash truck went by, but it needs to also be wet sanded. It needs to be rubbing compound, polished, buffed, and waxed, because you know, it is a Mazda with Mazda clear coat, which isn't the best in the world. But as you guys can definitely see the haze on it, I do see it in the camera. This car still needs to be, even though I detailed over it once with the clay bar, it's still rough. And so I want to hit it with the Griots here and see how well it does. If both of these don't work, I'll always go back to the mother's clay bar. This one works really well, and we'll remove it really quickly. But you know, I just thought I'd take this opportunity here to see what the hype about Griots is all about. So before we actually start here, I just want to let you guys know, I am not a professional detailer, so there's no way that you should actually, you know, expect good results out of this from me. But you know, we should definitely notice a difference here. So what I'm going to do is make sure the hood is nice and clean and cool to the touch, which it was sitting out in the sun, so it might need to sit here a little. Oh no, actually it's not bad. But I am going to re-clean and wipe off the hood, make sure we're good there, and then we will go ahead and make sure that we got this right here, which I already have. It is a mixture of water and soap to make sure that the clay bar is nice and lubricated the entire time. And we're gonna get cracking. So we pulled out the Griots a synthetic clay bar here, and this is what it looks like. Looks like a teenager's face. But this is a huge sponge here, which I assume, you know, you can just squeeze and make sure that the soapy water keeps on coming out, and you can actually go quite a bit of distance on the hood. So let's go ahead and see what this little piece of kelp here is all about. So already I can already feel it's rough, even though it was just clay barred a couple days ago with the McGuire's. But as you keep going for a little bit, you feel it loosen up here and just free flow over the paint. So there's definitely stuff in here that was not picked up by the McGuire's clay bar. And as you go and go, make sure you keep on keeping up with the soapy water. Yeah, you can feel it. It's definitely getting a lot smoother. So far from the first just time for me using this, Thomas already used this on the right-hand drive RX-7. This actually feels really good. I like the way this goes on, or I should say takes things off. So let's go ahead, spray this off, make sure it's clean, and see how it turns out. So I'm not sure if you guys can directly see it, but all I did was follow this hood line right here, and down here it's so smooth, and up here still pretty rough. So, and it looks a lot better too. This is still a little hazy, this isn't. Wow, that did really good. Now what I want to do, just to make sure this is good and this is still pretty fresh and white, I'm actually going to go over it again with the Meguiar's one, because it's white and you'll be able to see if any contaminants are still on the hood. So we're going to go ahead, respray it down, and use this one here after I knead it just a little bit, make sure it's all nice and clean, go over that and see what else comes up, because this might just be remain nice and fresh. Yeah, this is so smooth using a clay bar now. That is just gliding right over that part of the hood. Just a little spot right there, which I might have missed. But wow, yeah, that is smooth. And let's see the damage. That looks clean. That is 100% a clean clay bar. Yep. So already, just with like that 3 square foot patch I did right here, the proof is already in the pudding. Well, in this case, I should say the proof is in the clay, or lack thereof in the clay. Now another thing is with these normal clay bars, since I'm not going to use this one again, by the way, I'm not saying Meguiar's is a bad company, here's just one thing that they could improve on, is their clay bar. Now I know most of you know that Meguiar's, Turtle Wax, Mother's, Chemical Guys, they're all pretty much the same. But Griots is apparently different, and after this I am going to go make sure and look at the compound and what they're made up of and everything, that you know, how different they are. But I can tell you one thing, that between Mother's and Meguiar's, Mother's does have the better clay bars. But I do use a lot of Meguiar's stuff. Their quick detailer I use, but I also use Turtle Waxes, but I use Meguiar's rubbing compound, I use Meguiar's, we have tire dresser, we have dried water spot remover from Meguiar's. They work, just I would not recommend their clay bars. So guess what I get to do in the 100-degree San Diego weather for the rest of the day? I'm just gonna finish clay barring this car, and now that I have the Griots one here, it'll be pretty quick. But one thing I do want to capitalize on, normal clay bar here, if you do this, that right there, just drop it. Guess what? This right here goes right in the trash. And so that can make it difficult. If you're doing the side of your car and you accidentally drop it, you throw it away. You don't keep going. It's contaminated, you know. Who knows what picked up. But with this, all you do is rinse it off, according to the back. According to the back here. Rinse is clean when dropped. And yeah, so far, guys, this right here, an amazing product. And if it really does last for 8 traditional clay bars, which means you can do like 16 cars, because a clay bar is supposed to last about 2 cars, of course depending on the soil level. But yep, so I'm just going to finish up the hood real quick, show you guys the hood, and we're gonna call it. There we go, the hood is completely done. Yeah, it's a little still hazy. I do need to hit it with rubbing compound and buff and polish it like we went over, but man, it looks so much better just from that. That's ridiculous. That Griots synthetic clay bar right here really does the trick. That's a good product. That's money well spent. Gotta do the rest of the car now. Not looking forward to that. So So there you go, guys. This was not a sponsored video. This was something I bought on a whim just because when I clay barred this car a couple weeks ago, or actually last week with the McGuire's clay bar, it was exhausting and I wanted to try a synthetic clay bar, and I know Griots is really making a name for themselves recently, but totally worth the money. If you guys are interested, click the link down below. I'll link you to where I got it from off Amazon, and I would recommend it to you guys. That worked really well. If you like this video, leave it a like and drop a comment down below, and always consider subscribing. We always appreciate it. It helps us out tremendously and keeps the content rolling for you guys. Hopefully in the next video, the parts we unboxed will be started to be installed on the Z. Until then, we'll see you later. Peace.